First of all, check out this label. Like at first, it doesn't look like very much, but you kind of dig in there and you see just like how freaking cool and ornate it is. To me, it's one of the grooviest labels I've seen on a bottle of Cabernet from Napa Valley in quite some time. It attracted me to it, first of all. This is a wine I got the opportunity to taste even before it was kind of actually released, I think. Probably, what was it, maybe about a year ago. And a friend of ours brought it in, and she was like, well, tell me what you think of this. This is a new project that I'm working with, from marketing, et cetera, et cetera. And we tasted the wine, and we're like, wow, this is really great. This wine's phenomenal. And she's like, oh, this is like the basic wine, and then there's a fancier wine from this property, Purlieu Vineyards. And we tasted the fancier wine, the bells and whistles one, and we're like, you got any more of the other one? That one's really good. And that's exactly what this wine is. This is, at least for now, to me, this Lafitte Cabernet Sauvignon from Purlieu Vineyards is one of the finest values in Napa Cabernet I've tasted in the last couple of years. Purlieu is a new startup. They're located down in Coombsville, which a lot of, if you've been reading your Napa books and following your critics and stuff, you'll discover that Coombsville is kind of where the new action is. This area east of Napa on the far south side of the valley is producing wines that have richness allied with coolness and elegance. Because what's happening is maybe as you head further up north, things are getting kind of hot. Calistoga is hot. So the wines are people kind of going, well, I want elegance and finesse in my wine. So they're heading down to Coombsville, where it's quite cooler. Coolsville. Yeah, Coolsville. Anyway, Julien Fayard, winemaker. And who's Julien Fayard? Okay, well, you heard of Philippe Melka? Well, he's got a company called Atelier Melka. And for years, Julien Fayard was kind of like the director for Atelier Melka. So Philippe would pick up these consultants, the world famous consulting winemaker Philippe Melka would pick up these consultants or pick up these jobs, from different wineries that would hire him to make fantastic wine for them. And Julien was kind of one of the guys behind the scenes there that was on the ground making stuff happen. He's now kind of doing some stuff on his own, and he is good. This guy's really good. He has this French philosophy. He's a French guy, trained at Lafitte, trained at Smith Haute Lafitte, and he brings that here to the valley, working with fruit from the south side of the valley, from this Coombsville area, and working with producers to make wines of quiet power, elegance, polish. When Melka first arrived, his thing was all about the tannins, making these silky, integrated, yummy, creamy styles of Cabernet Sauvignon that kind of helped spawn the whole cult Cabernet movement. Julien, working with Philippe and working in the valley for half a dozen years now, has managed to kind of build on that again and create more, even more elegance, more fineness in some of these wines. And that's what we get Lafitte. It kind of tastes like the label. This beautiful bird, elegant, gold, filigreed. And that's what you get with this wine. It is 100% Coombsville fruit, single vineyard, and it's such a joy to drink. The wine is full body, but doesn't feel so full body at the same time. It doesn't feel overwrought. It doesn't feel too big. These berry characters and the currants and the black fruit characters all kind of mind meld in the bottle, and you get this complete Cabernet drinking experience that really does not get tiring whatsoever. Now, if you go on their website, they say, oh, this wine will age to 2032. Bit random, 2032. And that's still like 19 years, which we could get there, but fact of the matter is I think this wine is just absolutely killing it right now. The Coombsville appellation with Julien Fayard's expertise in conjunction with the great 2010, with now, as we're tasting it, now probably pretty great 2010 vintage for Cabernet, like I said earlier, combines to make one of the finest deals in Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon I've tasted this year.